Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here. It's Friday, October the 24th, the Feast of St. Anthony Mary Claret. 17 attempts on his life, by the plantation owners in Cuba. 17. I think they tried to shoot him, knife him, all sorts of things. Why? Because he was defending the slaves, just rights and things like this, and they didn't like it. This is a common thread amongst all the saints, is they defend the helpless, the defenseless, the poor and the rejected and what we call the marginalized. They do other things, many, many other things, like Thomas Aquinas, great intellect, teaching in universities, writing the Summa and so on. But they all have, they're all willing and wanting to defend the poor, as you and I should be as well. The poor around us, look around. Okay, to the first reading, Romans chapter 7. I know that nothing good dwells within me, that is, in my flesh. He's talking about the disordered passions because they're infected by original sin. I can will what is right, but I cannot do it, not in my own power. For I do not do the good that I want, but the evil that I do not want to do. We're all conflicted this way, right? Now, if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I that do it, but sin that dwells in me. He's not saying I'm not culpable, I'm not blameworthy, I'm not responsible for my actions, but he's getting to the root cause of this. We have to identify this root cause, which is original sin, that the consequences of which go unchecked in our life and has to be dealt with by the power of Jesus Christ through the sacraments. That's what he's getting at. So he's not, letting himself off the hook and saying, well, it's not my fault, the devil made me do it, which is kind of like a really silly, stupid, sort of takeaway from this. No, but he's recognizing what we all have to deal with in our own selves. I have to deal with it, you have to deal with it, everybody has to deal with it. He's naming it. We got to name it, we got to confess it, we got to repent of it, and we got to go to work with Jesus Christ on dealing with these things within ourselves. Okay, over to the gospel. It is Luke chapter 12. You hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of the sky and the earth, but why do you not know how to interpret the present time? And why do you not judge for yourselves what is right? Basically, we use our natural powers to discern this and that and the weather patterns, but we can't, usually because we won't, open ourselves to the possibility that Jesus is not just a human person. Because once we admit he's God, we can't just be indifferent. Or if we are, we're really going to face an uncomfortable judgment or an assessment from him. Is he God or is he not? And Jesus goes out of his way to prove that he is. So let us discern who he is with his own signs and submit to him. God bless you.